What are the dangers associated with being fitter, faster, and stronger? This is a question that came from Derek, and I want to thank all of you guys for sending in so many good questions. To Derek's question here today, what I want you to realize is as you become physically stronger, which allows you to go faster and for a longer period of time, this puts a tremendous demand on both your hydration needs as well as your calorie burn rate. So for those of you that use the Garmin platform, I would highly encourage you to download the MyFitnessPal app. I would use the free version because in the utilization of the Garmin Dashboard and the MyFitnessPal, you're able to look and evaluate what is your burn rate against your consumption rate. As you go longer and or go faster or both in some situations, you're going to be putting a tremendous demand on the need for more calories. I will say, doing this for as many years as I have, I've never had an athlete that has ever eaten enough before we brought it to their attention. So I would encourage you to look at that. On the other side of the spectrum, as you bring your heart rate up, most of us understand the concept that as we go at a higher intensity and or for a longer period of time, we're going to find ourselves sweating a lot more. It's pretty obvious that when you're sweating, the body is trying to dissipate the internal heat through the exothermic process known as sweating. What people don't stop and think about is as your respiration rate goes up, you're losing more water through breathing. That's an area that people have a tendency to overlook. So when you're looking at your hydration expenditure versus your intake, I need to make sure that you're paying attention to your hydration solution. Like we have a product called Energy Fuel. It's designed based on the duration and the intensity of your activity. In that Energy Fuel, we have an additional serving of electrolytes because we know electrolytes are what you literally burn up through the form of muscle contraction. So if you ever noticed when you start to cramp, the big question that comes in is that cramping because of dehydration? Could be. Is it because you're overloading the tissue? Could be. We find it tends to be an electrolyte deficiency issue. So that's why we bump up the volume of electrolytes in the Energy Fuel products. Based on what we're talking about here today, you need to be paying close attention to when you're mixing your sports drink, make sure that it has a 6% carbohydrate mixture. Make sure that the serving gives you about 300 calories per hour. So if your powder that you're putting in your drink isn't giving you as close to 300 calories as possible, you've got to recognize you're going to have to be drinking more and more fluid, which could actually start to create some other gastrointestinal issues in your belly. But for this context of this original question that was brought up here, I need you to keep in mind that as you bring up the intensity, as you increase the duration and the combination of the two, you definitely need to make adjustments to your hydration and your food intake so that way you stay in that sweet spot of optimum performance. Great question. If you happen to have a question or a frustration that you would like us to take a look at, please feel free to reach out to us. contact@coachrob.com. If you want to leave a message here below and engage with us, that would be great. If you want to get notification of these daily videos where we address your questions, please remember to subscribe and turn on the notifications. Until next time, be safe and we'll see you soon.